3/5 of the animals on a farm are ducks, and the rest are chickens. 1/5 of the chickens are brown and the rest are white. If there are 24 white chickens, how many more ducks than chickens are there on the farm? Okay, this problem seems simple enough, and also on the face of it, when we're looking out for potential areas of difficulty where we have to pay attention, we've got fifths here and we've got fifths here. So it seems like this might be quite easy. So we'll start drawing it and see how we get on. Sorry, and especially it's this because it seems quite easy. You might think, oh, maybe I don't need to draw what's going on. But let me show you. Okay, so 3/5 of the animals on a farm are ducks and the rest are chickens. So it seems that it would make sense to just draw a bar with 5 equal sized pieces. Okay, 2, all right, 3, 4, and 5. So this represents all the animals on the farm. So that's all. Okay. And we're told that 3/5 of the animals on the farm are ducks. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3. Okay, ducks. All right, so far so good. I've got that piece of information captured, and the rest are chickens. Okay, so these are chickens. Right. I've got that. Now we're told that 1/5 of the chickens are brown and the rest are white. Now, this is where, if you weren't reading very carefully, you might get in trouble because you're dealing with fifths here and you've got 3/5 of the animal on the farm are ducks and the rest are chickens. And you think that leaves you with 2/5. And then you're told that 1/5 of the chickens are brown and the rest are white. And you might be tempted to say, okay, this is 1/5 and these are brown and these are white. And hopefully, if you were thinking that, you're now thinking a bit harder and you have to look at the language very carefully. It says 1/5 of the chickens, not 1/5 of the animals. Remember, this is all of the animals on the farm, all of these birds, and we were dealing in fifths of all of the animals. Now this is 1/5 of the chickens, just the chickens. Okay, so this, I'm going to draw a little like extra line around here. This represents the chickens. And what this is saying is 1/5 of the chickens are brown. So that means that we have to subdivide this so that we can deal in fifths. Now, I suppose your first instinct might be to divide this whole block into fifths. I might show you later why it's probably just easier if we divide each of these into fifths. Okay, so I'm going to try and do it reasonably well. I usually start in the middle there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, obviously, these aren't perfect, but I know, and if you're drawing your own, you know what these represents. So these are now, of the chickens, these are tenths, because this whole block of chickens is divided into tenths, but it will be easier to subdivide each of these blocks into fifths. So just be careful that you keep track of what you're doing. So it says 1/5 of the chickens are brown. So that would be, okay, 2 of these tenths of chickens. Okay, and let's just check that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so those are the fifths. If you wanted to double check, if you don't quite believe me, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to shade that in. Why not? See if I can get a brownish color. No, I don't. This is near enough. So it says that 1/5 of the chickens are brown. Okay, so these are brown. And what does that tell us? Well, it says that the rest are white. And it also then gives us a number, 24 white chickens. So that means all of these chickens are white. And there are 24 of them. So we now have a value that we can attribute to these equal parts. So how many equal parts have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 parts there. And if we divide 24, if we divide that by 8, and we'll know from our times tables that that is going to give us 3. So now we know that each of these parts has a value of 3. It represents 3 chickens, each of these. I don't have to write it all in. Writing it in one of them at least is really helpful. Okay, so where are we? Let's go back because there's a lot going on here. Let's go and see what our question is. The question is, how many more ducks than chickens are there on the farm? Now remember, these are all chickens and these are all ducks. Okay, now what we could do is just simply calculate, all right? So we know that how many, well, we could start to subdivide these up as well. And normally I would say to you, if I'm dividing one part of the model, I'm going to divide the rest of it. But I think it would just be easy to go, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 5s are 15. So each of these, okay, has a value of 15. All right, so this is 15, 15, 15, 15, 15. Oh, why isn't that not working? Okay, so then we can see, so how many ducks are there? So is 3 times 15, which equals 45. And we have got two 15s of chickens, which is 30. So the chickens okay, and the difference between 45 and 30 is 15. Or even easier, we can just see we've got 3 times 15, okay, of ducks. 2 times 15. I'm going to, there we go. 2 times 15 chickens, and the difference is 1 times 15. Okay, it's as easy as that. All right. You could, of course, if you weren't confident, you could decide to redraw it so that you then had a comparison model of the 2 blocks here. But I think it's so simple. You can see that there's 1 block difference, but you've just had to subdivide these in order to find out how many chickens that represents. Okay, so what's the final answer? There are 15 more ducks. And that's it. All right, so hopefully you can see it might, just think about it. If you thought that this question, if you think you might have fallen into that trap of thinking that this was, 1/5 of the chickens, then just think about that for next time when you get a question, and know that you really need to read very carefully.